Morning, everybody. I thought, oh, sorry, it's springtime, and again, I'm working, so why not? Because I listened to my own recording yesterday, and especially when you're here in Egypt, I already told my friend Max that, like in the Netherlands, when I hear this or hear Arabic kindish of music, I don't, feel in that rhythm, so to say. But here, this English music doesn't fit, for my opinion. I like this. I don't know what this person is expressing. In my opinion, it is kind of singing. I like it at this moment of the day for the second time when I'm working. And it doesn't disturb me. It just gave me a notion that I have to do something. And it is, in my opinion, when others start praying, so to send another message. To keep the continuous story as it is, a story that unfolds, needs more touch to base. So at this moment I was working more in a spiritual way of approaching all the formulas I made, and yesterday I discovered one mistake. It's not so important, but one of the prior art conclusions made a mistake in the curve of the projection ball that we are all looking in, because you need to correct it, and there is no flat surface, as I probably wrote on my Facebook, but I will explain more about that, so that's not a problem. So I was busy with the spiritual approach of what I discovered of the old Egyptians, and towards the matters of that I discovered it through mathematics, quantum mechanics to be exact. So I'm busy with that now, because the prior art I already put out yesterday, and in my video from yesterday explained that I would do that yesterday. So yesterday I said that I would, at that day, shoot, basically because it was a promise, prior art this, and I did, but not perfect, because I needed to add a change to a formula, which was depending in looking projection ball, but I make it too complicated for myself already at this time of day. I lost it. Pause. The speed needs to get out of my workflow. That's what I wanted to express, because I have now a lot of putting the puzzles together kindish of work to do, and especially getting towards the working interface. And that part for me is the most important part, because it's first a brand, they say, but for me it's the other way around. It's not a brand, it's a given fact of how we communicate, where I want to make this kind of interfaces that we now use in all these whatever they make. In my opinion, it's bullshit, most of them, what they make. Because why should you have an app for 3 seconds of video? Well, you can just send 3 seconds of video through an open line. You have to send pictures, photos, your voice, whatever you want, energy. And we split it up just to get money, like government splits up in tentacles to get control. I'm not talking politics, but I'm talking that there's one government, and it's much more easy for everybody if we could speak on one-on-one, like what I try to do now and explain. And especially when you have difficulties in life, and the pressure of tentacles of governments, or for example, the thinking ways of my expression at this moment, whereby explaining what I'm making, what it means, and how you also, religious and spiritually, explain what it possibly could mean, because you cannot say this is not on me. It's people who decide themselves, and that's freedom within the box of law or religion or spirit, whatever, or how you think, just as long as you leave each other to be and without hurt. That's, in my opinion, like the birds who come together on the pool of water, and we call them birds, but they're still different species, and leave themselves to be. And they don't say you must do this with that species, that or so and so, and create polarization like what politicians do. And sorry to say so, what I try to say is just reflect on the matter, that if we just leave it to be and not appoint to a color or religion or whatever, it's so much more nice to be. And where's my Imam who was guiding me with his voice singing? He's gone, and I miss him, to say so. So this morning I was spiritually busy with my mathematics, and see what does it mean, and even found a proper way, and a way that, if you read it back, can't be anything than death. And it means that for the word dying, death, and time, we made two different new words, because time is a phase, and it is not tick tock. No, sometimes the tick and the tock are shorter or further away from each other, and that is how life works. And the clock was just made up for the science to look at something that was done, which made science dead, without that they knew that they did at that moment. But therefore we are in evolution, and that is why we created the new generation, a software to be. So digital, on, off, yes, no, black, white, polarization is now vanishing in my state of structure that I create, whereby I hopefully look into the future and see that this system can also heal these problems altogether, with things that we just have to learn as a species. So for me, being in Egypt with the Iman, and the moment of choosing, I have to send a video, and this is today a totally different video than the one you saw yesterday. It's more me in a higher degree of spirituality, and wanting to create a mathematical explanation with a common word to the common man, as I am too, and explain what does it mean for us all, and where are the overlapping things in culture, spirituality, religion, and all these things, so that the mathematics don't inflict more diversity amongst each other, but just make more coherence for all of us to come together. And that is basically what I'm reading in the formulas of Ma'at, which is coming from the old Egyptians, but they still have to explain it besides the formulas, because most of people already think that I'm totally crazy, acting like I know something about the old Egypt, while I never learned for it, and other things too, that I'm now expressing because of the mathematics I create and simulated, but also empirically validated on enough forms to say I think I'm right. So that's why I'm here and expressing again myself on the third video, whereby I want to add that what did I forget on the first video in English? There were a few things. I think that I forgot to say that the situation in Sharm el-Sheikh, to my thoughts to create this software company I'm thinking about here is because the infrastructure, you have private planes can come, there is a seaport in the area. So and why private flying? Because we need to speed up, and maybe a few thousand engineers and specialists needs to be needs to get housing, and also we have to pop up a worldwide company, because if this software hits the market, it will vanish the old systems in a few months. This is a project that I can only start alone to make it as explainable possible for everybody what this is. Keep a little mystic around it, and now I'm busy with the spiritual explanation towards all the people that are involved already, so they get more grip on what I'm doing, because also for them, what's he doing in Egypt, sitting outside where the moon is shining? Okay, the other light just took away the moon effect, but it's outside. And what's his plan? Stay focused, stay tuned, more will follow.